The Ministers of Health of Aruba, Curaçao and Sint Maarten, together with the State Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sports of the Netherlands, convened on Thursday, 20th November 2025, in Sint Maarten for the four-country consultation on public health. This annual high-level dialogue remains a cornerstone for coordinated health governance and joint policy development within the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
What an honor and pleasure it is to be here and to meet all of you today for this annual four-country meeting. And Minister Broek and dear Governor, thank you for hosting this meeting in beautiful Sint Maarten. Each time this gathering takes place, it reminds us of our unique bond and our shared commitment to the Kingdom, to protecting and promoting the health and well-being of our people. First, let me express sincere gratitude to each of you, colleague ministers, commissioners, and also the dedicated teams of civil servants. Your ongoing dedication and hard work is of crucial importance for the well-being of the people in the Caribbean parts of the Kingdom. So I would almost say, applausje voor jezelf. Over the past years, we have continued to deepen our cooperation in the vital area of public health. We are here to welcome the development and achievement of the Dutch Caribbean Public Health Network, in other words, DUCAFEN, so far. The network not only serves as a way to strengthen local capacity and expertise in infectious disease control and pandemic preparedness, it also helps develop an infrastructure for the exchange of information, of regional surveillance. The COVID pandemic, which is still in our heads, had taught us the importance of strong cooperation, and the Netherlands is pleased that the DUCAFEN network has been established. It creates a unique platform for public health cooperation in our kingdom. We are also here today to show that we are able to strengthen mental health services by joining forces. With our joint efforts, we aim, where possible, to create alignment between our laws and regulations in the field of involuntary and complex mental health care. Patients who need this particular kind of health care are among the most vulnerable. And I'm truly grateful for the willingness of each of our countries to work together and help providing these services to patients from islands where such care is not yet available. And we take important steps to improve crisis preparedness, which is essential for ensuring that the Kingdom can respond in a coordinated and effective manner to any health crisis. These are some examples across the Kingdom of what we can achieve when we act as one. As we look ahead, we cannot ignore the complex global challenges we face. Pandemics, the burden of non-communicable diseases, shortage of medical staff, and crises such as a hurricane season. Personally, I advocate during my travel in the Caribbean parts of our kingdom for more awareness on gender equality in healthcare. When we invest more in women's health, we invest in our whole society. And I'm looking forward to share knowledge among ourselves to improve women's health. Finally, all these challenges remind us that cooperation is not a luxury. It is a necessity, not only through technical cooperation, but also through building trust. Trust that 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 is much more than 4. It sums up to our kingdom. In these times, the bonds within our kingdom between Aruba, Curaçao, Sint Maarten, Bonaire, Saba, Statia, and the Netherlands are more important than ever. By continuing to work together, we strengthen not only our health systems, but also the resilience and unity of our kingdom as a whole. And I'm happy that I'm part of that.
It's a privilege to stand here today in Sint Maarten for the four-country consultation on public health. This platform constitutes to be an essential forum for strengthening coordination, solidarity, and shared responsibility across Aruba, Curaçao, Sint Maarten, and the Netherlands. We have gathered 4 countries with one purpose. We remind ourselves that public health is not defined by borders, but by our collective commitment to protect and uplift our people. The last consultation was held in 2023. Since then, our public health landscape has continued to evolve. With rising chronic diseases, mental health pressures, an aging population, and the ever-present need for crisis preparedness, none of these challenges can be faced in isolation. Today, we demonstrated once again that collaboration is not just beneficial for our region, it's indispensable. Our discussions focused on areas that will shape the future of our health preparedness, improving crisis and disaster response capacity, advancing mental health initiatives, and healthy lifestyle promotion, and bolstering continuity of care, workforce development, and training across the kingdom. A central theme was the continued growth of DUCAPEN, the Dutch Caribbean Public Health Expertise Network. This network is becoming a cornerstone of cooperation, enabling our islands to share data, knowledge, and expertise more efficiently than ever before. I want to extend my sincere appreciation to Mr. Brook for hosting us here in St. Martin with dedication, warmth, and professionalism. Before moving forward, allow me to take a moment of joy and Caribbean pride. My heartfelt congratulations to the Curaçao national football team, our proud Blue Wave, on their extraordinary qualification for the World Cup. This remarkable achievement is a testament to discipline, perseverance, and the unbreakable spirit of the Caribbean people. Today, Curaçao stands tall, united in pride and purpose. Your victory lifts not only your nation, but the entire region, reminding us of the power of teamwork, dedication, and hope. Pabien Corsol, nos está sinti orgulloso junto con vos. I also wish to extend a heartfelt word of thanks to the many civil servants, technical teams, and policy professionals across all our countries. Your work, the long days, the countless preparations, the drafting, aligning, and refining is that make today possible.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah. Your social health insurances.
24/7 TV programming on www.stmartinmediacenter.com, SXM Daily News, PBS NewsHour, Now You Know, Com programs, documentary, entertainment, sports events, Saturday children's hours, religion programs, and movies. Click on SXM TV broadcast to see your favorite programs.
St. Martin, as heavy rain falls across our region, we urge all residents and visitors to exercise caution and stay alert. Here are the areas prone to street flooding, flash floods, and/or rock slides. Avoid these locations until water levels subside. Ateelage Road Roundabout, Cul-de-Sac. Arch Road, Sucker Garden. Beacon Hill Road, Simpson Bay. Ateelage Road, Border Monument, Belvedere, Lower Princess Quarter. Billy Folly Road, Cole Bay. Emma Plain, Phillipsburg. L.B. Scott Road, Cul-de-Sac. Rhine Road, Lowlands. Welhalaken Road, Low K Roundabout, Cahill, Little Bay. Well Road, Wellington Road, and Orange Grove Road, Cole Bay. Yancho Rousquin Boulevard, Point Blanche, and Sakersgut Road, Cul-de-Sac. Remember, safety comes first. Let's work together to keep our community safe. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Department of Communication.
I think one key thing is consistency, right? We've seen a few projects like these start in the past, and I think there's also where we get the kind of the doubting from some of the schools as well, because I know there were in the past some garbage companies that also initiated it as well, and then because of whatever reason, whether it being not as feasible as they thought or whatever, it died down. So I'm happy to see the pictures actually and how big it is and throughout the schools. And also what you're doing is one-on-one involvement with the students. I think that is definitely important. In the past as well, there have been some initiatives with government, with, for instance, Coca-Cola, where we had a recycling campaign as well. I don't think the bins are there no more, but they used to have the bins on the Pondfield. They had a bin by McDonald's there in Belvedere, where you see Coca-Cola and then you see the government logo as well. That's a collaboration we had. And of course, it had to expand from there. But unfortunately, it died down. Change of government happens. And then the question is where, because you say you need a large space, right, to gather, because you need a certain amount before you ship it off to wherever it is, to be able to actually make a profit, to be able to then return it back into what you're doing. Where are we shipping it to? Is there an agreement already with a certain company or a country where we say that's where we're going to head to? And also, how feasible is it? Because when we look at consistency, of course, it needs to be feasible and it needs to make sense, right? Because at the end of the day, you have a team, but without some funding, you can only do so much, right? And there's only so many volunteers to go around, but you have to have a business plan as well where you can afford to pay persons to be able to do it and to do it the right way.
I totally agree with you. One of the things that we're trying to do with this project is looking at the educational part first. As I mentioned before, you need to have the educational part going, and that's why I asked about having the support and the provision and the opportunity to create this hub. because our plans in this hub would entail different types of things that would bring students, communities to see in actually how this whole process works. I mean, anybody could take a can and throw it in the garbage, but what happens to it after is the question, is there proof of product? You know, that's the question that pops up. And again, I know there's cost, there's expense, but then there's always a way, a start to everything. And I agree with you, you know, location can be any place available. And for us as a Green Dream Project, we would like to have this land space available so we can progress the way we would like to progress. We would like to have students come on outside, take a look at these facilities, see how the whole process works. It's one thing to learn theory, but it's a good thing to understand the technological part and the vocational part. And I've always said a long time ago that the best engineers are the ones who knows the theory and also the technical part of it. We live in a world that's actually technical oriented. You could have all the theory of the world, but if you don't know how to drink water or operate a machine, it makes no sense to operate it the wrong way. So we're just looking on having the equipment we need as well as the space available to us so we can progress in the way we would like to progress as a foundation. So I came here today for that reason, is to ask the support of Parliament, the ministers, it doesn't matter. You know, we talk about ministers in different locations, but, you know, whatever happens on this island affects all of us. Whether it's Hurricane Irma, everybody knows what happened in Jamaica, so it doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, you're down to the ground or not, it affects all of us the same way. Whether it's garbage is a mountain high or low, it affects us the same. Whether it's air pollution, water pollution, it affects all of us the same way. So that's what I'm saying, that we just want to get the support, to get what we need to do with the students, with our communities. And once we have the educational part unpacked, then people cannot say they did not know or they had no idea. So I think we need to focus on education. I think that for us personally, as a foundation, we would like to see this facility develop because it becomes an education institution. And when you have tourists come to the island, they can visit this particular institution to see how this whole operation works. Even the tourists themselves, a lot of these tourists that come to our, they live in countries where recycling is top of the line, and they want to come, and they would contribute and help out with things that's going on our island. But then, you know, we have to have a system. It has to be set up a certain way and run a certain way in order for things to work.
kijk naar de grond voor de zekerheid.
Regelmatig. Good morning, Your Royal Highness. Michelin Leerdam, de gedeputeerde.
Dank u wel. Yeah.
Good morning, Your Royal Highness. I'm George, the coordinator of the VT. So basically, this project was created for the nature and the food sustainability here. So
Go ahead.
yeah, exactly, yeah, because it could totally happen again in the future.
Forever. It doesn't dry. No.
It dries. First you leave it in the sun. You dry it. First you gotta scrape up all of this. I scrape it from the start. I had to cut it with a knife, but migraines, toothaches, and if you want to look young as yourself, it's a very good anti-aging crop. And that's my introduction about the cannabis. Hope you enjoy.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's lovely.
And I have a gift for you. I handmade it for myself, and I would like you to have it.
Oh wow. It's lovely. Show. A fix. Very nice. Very nice.
I'm glad you
it's
like
hard
it.
with all my poles. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
And all the good luck with a wonderful
Thank
work
you
here.
very much.
Thank you.
Very. Hope you love it.
Yeah, slowly, huh?
They grow slowly, yeah. So we need a lot of them. But
Yeah.
these guys are great for drought, for erosion control, for wind. They're basically resilient to everything.
Yeah.
But also they have fruits, so they're actually fruiting at the moment. Unfortunately, not
No,
these ones for you, but
pull them out.
no. But
I believe you.
Yeah. No, fine.
Okay.
No, but so they've got a whole different kind of community.
Yeah.
People collect them for their kids. They're incredibly important for like loads of things. So this is a lot of our work that we do is with these guys specifically.
Little woman.
So if you could remember the last time you was on the island,
Yeah.
I showed an iguana in the tree. So I have the privilege of showing the iguana.
How sweet.
So my name is Jubo. I'm terrestrial park ranger
Yeah.
at Stinapa, also a law enforcement officer.
How
And,
many are there around? Could you give an estimate?
So in my years of working, I tagged 1,203 iguanas
Ooh.
in 9 years.
Yeah. And
That's it.
basically you later put them all out on the mountain or wherever? Or not?
We don't have
A
a
good
holding facility.
No.
We don't and head starting program.
Yeah.
But however, we tag them, we do
Yeah.
and measure them and release them where
Yeah.
they are.
Healthy life.
Yep. Another thing we do also, we work with the community where they give us a call
Yeah.
and we go and we locate the animal if anything.
Yes.
Once we have animal on hand, we measure him from
Yeah.
his mouth to his cloaca to the end of his tail. We have the measurement. As you can
So,
see,
what has he got in his hair?
what he have in his neck,
Yeah, in his neck rather.
Yeah.
No hair.
Yeah. what he have in his neck is a visual
Yeah.
lead code tag. So this with our binoculars you can see that
What
we
it is.
already
Okay.
we
Yeah.
already tagged it and
Yeah.
by the color
That
orange.
doesn't bother him.
No. By the color orange white it's just like a piercing in the
Yeah.
ear.
Yeah.
SXM, your social and health insurance is SXM, your social and health insurance is.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah, your social and health insurance is.
24/7 TV programming on www.stmartinmediacenter.com. SXM Daily News.
So we took our stroll out on the town, found the obvious spot to tears around. Then we started jamming to the sound. We ram it down, we jam it down, we reggae and we reggae them down.
So Jimmy Cliff, I wanted to start by asking, when did you first know you could sing?
I don't know if I was so conscious of it. However, the first time my mother pushed me out and I went, ah! I knew I had it. But I used to sing in church. And I was maybe 6 years old. And I attracted people to the church to hear this little boy sing. They used to fill the church up. Then I knew.
And was it the church, those sounds that you first heard when you were growing up?
Well, there was the church. There was always music for everything in Jamaica, whether it be funeral, weddings, digging, working. There was a type of music for everything, you know. So all of those, there was music everywhere. So all of those forms of music had an impact on me.
Where did the ideas come from? Who were you kind of looking to or listening to that kind of helped inform you as a songwriter?
The first time in school that I wanted to write a song, I heard a song on the radio by a local artist, Derek Morgan, and they said he wrote his song himself. So I asked my woodwork teacher, said, how do you write a song? He said, you just write it. I said, oh, okay. So I just wrote a song. And then I listened to people from abroad who we call foreigners, like Smiley Lewis, Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, Fats Stamino, and they were very inspiring.
I mean, I was just thinking about Many Rivers to Cross, obviously one of your great songs, and I can't quite believe that you wrote it when you were 21.
Yes.
There's a lot of hurt in that song for a 21-year-old.
I had big aspirations and dreams, and when I left Jamaica and came to the UK, at one point it seems as if the aspirations and dreams were not really coming through. So I guess all of those desperation and hurt and all of that was incorporated in that song. And when I write a song, normally I write about my own experiences, but I always see other people, the life and the world in it. So I incorporate some of those in it too.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try.
Going to your new album, Rebirth, what's interesting is it actually sounds like a classic Jimmy Cliff album. It doesn't sound like it's a rebirth. It sounds like you're back to doing what you always did.
When I finished the album, Wonderful World, Beautiful People, that had on Vietnam and all those songs, it had great critical acclaim. And I remember one of the print media here in the UK saying respectability to reggae and all of that. However, I didn't continue on that path. And so I really got some flack for that, some critics and all of that, and fans from everyone. Why didn't you continue? Why don't you continue on the same reggae path? I went to most shows in the United States, in the South, and I made a different album called Another Cycle. So in the back of my mind, I always knew I had to complete that chapter. So when I went into the studio with Tim Armstrong, he played me a track without any voice, and the sound took me right back to the beginning of the music. And I said, this is where I want to go. This is where I should go.
And am I right in saying that you used vintage music equipment to try and to make the album?
Absolutely right. And again, that is all kind of attributed to Tim Armstrong, who, you know, is a reggae connoisseur. So he had all the instruments that we used to use then. We also recorded the songs in the same way we used to do it at the time, as everyone in the studio at the same time, recording it live, and that's why it turned out that way.